So here, let me tell you that, okay, first, this is the project which we have earlier created for a Feign client. How Feign client works as a declarative client. Clear? So we have added one dependency. I hope so. Everybody has added the dependency as a open Feign to use that Feign client here. Open Feign and Spring Web. Clear? And then whatever you can select it for. If you are using a 17, you can select for 3.1.5 and 17 and jar here. Clear? To set up a project. Now, you need to, in your main, what we can call as you need to use this annotation here, right? In your payment app. So we have already added here. Clear? Oh, fix the project setup here. There is some problem here. I guess I will update it. Mavan. So till the time this project and this other problems got, so sometimes if you are importing, if that is not properly imported, you will see some problem like this. Okay. So you need to update the project. If sometimes it is facing a problem for downloading a dependency, then also you can do it. Okay. Still. Okay. So I will add this annotation here. Right. So this annotation will basically tell that, yes, this particularly application will behave as a Feign client. Okay. Now I will add one controller as for, let's say, fund transfer. Controller. Okay. This fund transfer controller is finish. This fund transfer controller will be, we will annotate as a race controller. Okay. So here, what we are trying to do it, let's say we wanted to public Boolean, or let's say string. We wanted to a fund transfer. Same process and same thing we will follow, which we have used it earlier. So return success. Okay. As of now, dummy. Now, for that, I will use a mapping here. Get mapping. At the rate. Here you can say path is equal to transfer. Okay. And here I will pass two parameter, string at the rate request param, right? Let's say initiator account at the rate request param string Benny account. ठीक है. Now import it. So what we are doing it here, we will call here from that validation service. So I will create one interface here. New interface. Customer validation service. ठीक है. Finish. Now here we will annotate as a @ Feign client. I will write one method here. This gate mapping, because we are trying to call the same gate mapping here, right? And this path will be the same, exactly the path of your particularly that service which we are planning to call it. So what is the service we have? Customer validation service, right? The first project. Here, right? Customer validation service. So this validate path, we wanted to use it. Clear? So the path will be a /validate. Clear? And whatever we have, that this method signature, same method signature we will have. You can change that what we can call as name, that is okay, but name you can change it, that's not a problem. So check account, something like that you can take it as. Okay, import it. Now Feign client. So this Feign client, you need to specify a name and the URL. Okay, comma URL. So this particular application is running on which port? It is running on 8082 port. So here we will specify a localhost 8082. My service client. I will copy this. Right? Delete. Okay. Here account validation, and the URL will be it's an 8082. Okay. Now here I will semicolon. This customer validation we will basically auto wire here. Where we will auto wire? Into our project here in fund transfer controller. Simple and easy. Okay. So you can inject it auto add. Clear? Now you can call, right? So let's say Boolean status is equal to dot check account. So which account we wanted to pass it? Initiator account. That is, we already passed it. Clear? So enter if status, then return success. Basically, it's just a POC. Otherwise, you can just say, right? Return failed. Clear? Now, save. Correct? Hai? No problem at all. So, run as a Java application. And our validation, this also we need to run it. Right? So 8080 is already occupied. So we need to change the port. So first I am running this, the service which is for validate, which we have already seen it. Right? So to both the application should be into a running mode. Then you will, otherwise you will get some connection error. So this application is already started. Okay. So let's check it first. Is this, it is working or not? So for validate. So let's see this is working or not. Correct? So your validation service is already working here, which is validating the account here. Clear? Yeah. So the logic wise, whatever we have written here in this controller, we have written that if that account number initial two strings are start with 0, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Correct? Simple. And this is the service we are calling it. And it is running on 8082. Right? Now our main payment app service. In this payment app service, I will just change it to a 8083, let's say. Source 8083. Okay. In this 8083, run Java application. So 8083. Till the time I will prepare the URL. Eight zero eight three transfer. So it is started. Okay. Now same thing we are doing it here. So here we have, there is a fund transfer controller. This fund transfer basically we will call it. And from the fund transfer, we are calling again for validation. So fund transfer initiator account. And we have that Benny account. So this is the URL. Clear? This will be the URL here. Initiator account. This is the request mapping and the request parameters like this. Enter. Failed. You see? because this initiator account is not start with 004. Now I will change it. 011. Right? You see the success? Correct? So that's why you are calling using the Feign client to some other service. Like this, you can implement it.